Okay, so here we are, weeks 5 and 6 of my carnivore healing journey. And, this update may not really talk a lot about carnivore, but more about my healing journey or not healing journey. Um, yeah, I'm going to speak a lot more about this histamine intolerance. And I urge you, if even if you think you don't have histamine intolerance, I urge you to listen because I have a feeling you will. You either do and don't know it or will, because histamine intolerance and mast cell activation, I'm learning so much. I've learned so much in the last 2 weeks, is the fastest growing syndrome thing happening to people. We just don't realize it. We think they're allergies, or we don't even notice our stuffed up nose or little headache or all the symptoms that are or signals that our body's giving us that are histamine related. And what I've learned is that, in particular, if you've had the virus, that is has also activated huge histamine responses in people that are not going away. So there's like a huge uprising. Even if you haven't had the virus, just based on our terrible diets, yes, and I mean including vegetables, grains, and processed food, so full of histamine or histamine causing chemicals. So all of us eventually are going to be dealing with histamines. Anyway, so is that how I wanted to start this? No, probably not. Let's see. Um, yes, I am tired. I look tired. And if I took the little Zoom, that this you can put the filter on Zoom to make you look better, you would see my very dry skin, my blotchy skin. Yeah. Um, but I won't put you through that. So yes, I am extremely tired now. I wasn't when I woke up. I was feeling very good finally. Um, and I'll get to why I said finally in just a moment. But I was doing an experiment. I was feeling clean and I wanted to see if my coffee and a little butter, I don't know which one's the offender, but I'm assuming it's the coffee, even if it's decaf, was a histamine creator. And it truly, truly is. And I am in the process. I am feeling the histamines. I'm becoming ultra sensitive. And I think that is what's happening on the carnivore diet. It's an elimination diet, right? For people on a healing journey. And I think you become uber sensitive. And I've been learning so much. I've been learning so much from Dr. Ben Lynch, the author of Dirty Genes, and I'll talk more about that later. But I'm learning to like really acutely tune into my body before and after, just to see what the offenders are and feeling the effects, because we go through our day so unconscious and we don't even notice that. Say we woke up clear, like I did. I woke up clear. It was such a miracle because the last 2 weeks have been really, I want to say, and I want to cry a little bit. Um, my friends don't even know how bad it is because I hate telling them, yeah, I have a headache again. Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, I don't feel well. Yeah, I'm in full immune response again. But the last 2 weeks have been, I feel like, the worst of my life because I had one day, half a day that I felt good. The rest of the time, I have basically had a headache. I know for 6 days straight, but on and off every other day for the last 2 weeks. And it's been miserable. I haven't been able to function. Uh, yeah, awful. So let me just go back. Week 5, carnivore. As far as weight loss, everything's kind of stalled. And I totally understand that because I'm trying to eliminate so much stuff because I do have some histamine responses to dairy products. And the only dairy I really have been using is butter. and heavy cream. Not very much of that at all, but trying to get butter. And so I'm not at all getting enough fat in my diet. And so that's affected my mood and energy. Yeah, it's been really hell. It's like when you just can't even function and you're moving from one couch to the next and you're like in a total fucking brain fog. You don't even know why you're existing. You don't have a purpose. It's really damaging to the psyche, these damn histamines. Anyway, yeah, so weight loss has stalled because when you're not feeling well, you just cannot prep, you cannot cook. And so the last 2 weeks, I've been having some leftovers. I did buy some meats that were already like pre-made from the store. Just I couldn't function. And all of those things had so much histamines. Do not eat leftovers or buy processed food if you are histamine sensitive. Um, yeah, so those things knock me down. What else do I want to say? There's so much to tell you, but it's so boring. um, yeah, but I will say during week 5, I had one day that I woke up completely clear and my body felt clear. It's starting to rain and it's going to get loud in here. And I thought, oh my God, it gave me a glimmer of hope. And then I could feel my body and the clarity of my mind. And I go, oh yeah, this is what I felt in the beginning of carnivore. I'm beginning to feel, yes, it's working. This elimination diet is working, and I'm getting a hold on my histamines. The supplements. My God, taking 6 pills, 4 bottles, 24 pills with all the other stuff. I can't do it. It's too much. It's not too much, but yeah, I think they are helping. But yeah, I got a glimmer of hope that wow, what I could feel like, the clarity in my body. And so it was a beautiful sunny day, and I decided instead of jogging, I just went for a long walk and I was really enjoying myself. But then, as always happens, and I did not know this, whenever I go for a jog or I go for a walk, I'm feeling great. And I get back, and within an hour or less, I start getting a headache. I feel terrible. I feel wrong. And then the next day, I'm like down for the count. Excuse me. And you know what I didn't know? That exercise, I guess even minimal exercise, if your bucket is really full of histamine intolerance, activates histamines in your body. So it's like a stressor. So it's like, Jesus Christ, nothing, I can't do anything. Anyway, I'm going to have to pause this. It's going to get really loud in this room with the rain. Okay, so where was I? Okay, week 5 and 6. Yeah, weight loss stalled. Oh yeah, exercise. So even exercise, even I guess minimal exercise, if your bucket is really full of histamines and your gut isn't healthy, can stimulate a histamine response. So wow. Yeah, so definitely I haven't been eating clean as far as meats, not eating enough, and certainly not enjoying the food, because here's what I also learned, that when you're having a histamine response, it triggers the cravings that instigated the histamine response in the first place. So all the bad food, like my cravings were crazy and I hated, I couldn't stand eating the meat again. It was like, I can't take this anymore. But because I was in constant histamine response the last 2 weeks, my food cravings have been off the charts. And here are some of the symptoms, the little signs of histamine release that I'm beginning to notice in myself. So today I was feeling clear, and then I had my coffee and I was feeling okay. And then all of a sudden, I decided to lay back down because it's a lazy, cold morning. And I was I was just feeling so relaxed with my warm coffee, a little butter. I thought I'd take just a little morning nap. Uh, but as I was laying down, what I felt was, and these symptoms, I recognize them because they happen all the time, and they have for the last 15, 20 years. And I just didn't know what they were. I was attributing them to other things. I lay down and suddenly I got warm. I got a flush. So a flush, red face, histamines are releasing, or you just suddenly feel warmer. Now you may take it, okay, I'm relaxing, because sometimes when we relax, or in spiritual world, when we're doing our breath work, we tend to have, it releases, we relax and our blood flows. But you'll know the difference of being kind of warm all over. The difference is kind of a flush feeling, like I can feel it rising up my back or in my face, or even the cheeks will be red. And I thought, oh no, I'm having a histamine response. I mean, this is a great thing. You get so clear on an elimination diet, and you begin tuning into your body, you can immediately feel what's happening. And I think this is brilliant. But then I also learned, so as I was laying there, all of a sudden the most all of us, and in the spiritual community, we're like, oh, if you can hear the tones, the beep, or kind of that electrical thing, you can hear that. And I do feel that when you're raising your vibration or your consciousness, you can hear the electrical fields or the frequencies in the field. However, when I was laying down, they ramped up, like got really like loud. And do you know what that is? That's a histamine response. And I know so many people are like, oh yeah, the frequencies are really high today because it's really loud in my head. And I'm like, no, that's not the frequencies. It's you having a histamine response. I know that. It was very clear to me because I could just hear the normal static. But as the flush happened, the tone got really loud, like it was inside my head. So histamine response will, a flush, not everybody. The tone in your ears, the tinnitus, I guess, tinnitus. And then I started getting grumpy. I went and did some errands, and I came back and I noticed that I was feeling agitated in my body. So histamine release makes people grumpy. I thought it was my terrible personality, but I guess not. I guess it's been my constant histamine release that just makes me so aggravated. Like you just get grumpy, and I can feel it in my body. It's like all the cells are like, oh, we're aggravated. But I could feel it coming on, and then like the like all my cells are melting, and I just want to collapse in sleepiness, and that just hit. And it's like, wow, histamines do all of that just from a cup of coffee with a little butter. I mean, it's amazing. And what else did it do? Oh, my clear nose, I could feel it starting to get, I could feel the inflammation in my nose starting. Well, I could still breathe a little bit clearer, but I could tell that it was beginning to fill up. So if you're having things like, you constantly have like a little sniffly nose throughout the day, or you get a little agitated, you may be having, or tiredness after you've eaten something, pay attention. These may be histamine releases. Okay, so that's my little spiel on that. Also, week 5 and part of week 6, I decided, here I am, a healing journey and trying to do it through food and some supplements to get my gut. But of course, I thought I would just go ahead and I'm adding in some acupuncture. So I had acupuncture, cupping, and then deep body work, 2 days together. And that sent me, oh my God, that was too much, way too much. Yeah, that knocked me down for about 2 days. I don't know why, but maybe it's just I'm doing too much. Uh, I guess the body's just sensitive. And I guess when you're, doing work like that, just particularly cupping, you're releasing stuff. So that knocked me down for a couple of days. But that wasn't enough. I decided I'm doing all this stuff. I'm taking care of the body and the energy body, the meridians. Well, let's just work on the astral body too. So for a little woo woo, spice it up. I decided to have entity and entity attachment and implant removal session. So I had that on Thanksgiving, and I could feel the guy working. So I know that you know, why not? Why not take care of the physical, the astral, the energetic? Just take care of all of it on this journey. And yeah, that knocked me down for a day. Massive, massive headache because we removed all these implants from your head. So we'll see. Anyway, this journey is so crazy. I'm sorry this video is going to be long, but what else? What else did I wanted to tell you? Yeah, this if you, I would highly recommend Dr. Ben Lynch, author of Dirty Genes, which I have to read, but I'm learning. He has some videos under his, he has 2 YouTube channels. He has Dr. Ben Lynch, and then he's the owner or proprietor of Seeking Health. So there's 2 YouTube channels. And on his private channel, he goes through these amazing master classes of genetics and histamine and symptoms, and he has a line of products made specifically for histamine people because he himself has had huge histamine issues for his whole life, and he didn't know why. He thought he was weird. He hated life. He couldn't hardly eat anything, and he's discovered, anyway, he's fabulous. I'm learning so much. And what he has to offer is he does a thing, it's called Strategene. Anyway, you can send him your DNA data, say if you've done Ancestry.com or 23andMe. They have the ability to map out your genes to show you where in your genetic profile or your histamine roadmap where you're going wrong, and they can personalize the supplements that you need, right? So it's fabulous. So I've ordered that, although I'm having trouble uploading my DNA results, but yeah, they have a wonderful service, and he has so much information out there about histamines. He's really good at teaching. Yeah, it's a big issue for more than just people like myself. I think everybody's having histamine issues. What else did I want to tell you? Yeah, I think that's it. I know I might have to put this on pause and think for a moment. Let me think. Hold on. Well, I guess I don't have anything else to tell you. And yeah. Oh, some other signs of histamine are itching and having to go to the bathroom. I thought it was just from drinking a lot of water, but no. When you're having a histamine release, you begin itching. It's like an allergic reaction, but all these histamines will funnel down into your kidneys, and you're like, I got to go to the bathroom again. I got to go to the bathroom again. Yeah, it's trying to release the histamines. Anyway, I know this wasn't about carnivore journey so much and weight loss, but it is just about healing on the carnivore journey. I think the carnivore diet is just the perfect elimination diet for you to see what foods are damaging to you. And I hate to say it, I know it's coffee. And they always say the thing that you don't want to give up the most is the thing you need to give up. Oh, that kills me. It's like my one joy in this world. But I'm going to try Pero, that brand. It's made with hickory Pero. It's pretty good. I'll try that. I'm sure that will be offensive too. Anyway, yeah, I urge you to check out Dr. Ben Lynch, and he's got a whole line of products, which I have ordered a bunch of his histamine blockers. And then, oh, that's another thing. Oh, yeah, my acupuncturist, who is also a nurse. Now, I know that I cannot do any dairy, and there's so, as far as like cultured or fermented stuff, those are loaded with histamines. But she put a little bug in my ear and she was like, well, you're taking care of your gut with probiotics. And I thought, well, yes, I'm taking all these, cow intestines, kidneys, but it put a little bug in my ear. And when I went to the store, I saw cultured sour cream. And because I was already in a histamine mood, I was having a craving, of course. And I got that cultured sour cream and it did me in. I like did I ate it twice in 2 days, like ate the whole almost the whole thing. Nearly killed me. I mean, my God. But also another thing, if you are histamine intolerant, you got to look on the back. Most of these things on the market shelves that say they're cultured or have probiotics in there are the same form of, oh, I'm going to mess this up, enzymes or the probiotics of L. Bacillus and acidophilus. I don't know. I'm saying all the wrong things, but they are the absolutely worst strains of probiotics for anyone with a histamine release. And sure enough, I looked at the carton and those were the two in there. Yeah, set me full reaction, inflammation. The headaches are unreal. I wouldn't say they're migraines for me because they say migraines are like pounding headaches, but what I get is like my brain is fucking on fire and you can't, anyway. Yeah, so that's exciting. Avoid cultured and fermented stuff, yogurts, things like that, if you're histamine intolerant. Yeah, but I vow to meet. Oh, also, another like wrench in my last 2 weeks. I ordered an air fryer because I wanted to go from freezer to fryer and not have anything aging in my refrigerator. But the darn air fryer was defective, so I had to send. I'm sending that back, and yeah. But this week I'm getting serious because I can't take the last 2 weeks. I can't take it anymore. That was brutal. I need to have some kind of life. Well, I don't have much to do. Yeah. Um, but I'm going to get better. I don't know how I'm going to get my fat in. Got to find a way. I guess I'm going to order on Billy Doe Meats. I think I'm going to order some of their bone broth. And they say that Billy Doe Meats does all their meats that are low histamine or no histamine. They're not aged at all. So their stuff is not aged. And if I get a bunch of bone broth, I could have that in the morning. I don't know, as my morning coffee. Anyway, sorry, this is so long, so boring. And I hope you have a carnivorous, spiritual week ahead. Okay. Bye.